MP for Kwara West, Honorable Ereku Eju. Thank you very much for your friend. Your Excellency, you are welcome. Led by the Honorable Minister of Food and Agriculture, Honorable Dr. Through the Planting for Food and Judge. Same way the Deputy High Commissioner for South Africa High Commission and the Consular at the Embassy of the Republic of Angola.
Honorable Prophet, Ambassador Obaye Osei.
Event has been very cultural experience. It's very nice to see everyone getting together and to learn new things. It's been very lovely so far. Yeah. Yes, my first time in Ghana. So far, it's lovely. It's very warm and welcoming, and I'm enjoying being here so far.
Yeah, this also marks a year of return.
Yes. I came here for that. Yes, I'm from Jamaica, from Kingston, Jamaica. So I came for the year of return to make sure and see, to try to be reconnected and find my roots.
Have you been able to achieve that
So
so far?
far, still working on it, but so far, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand you've been able to go around in some places.
Yes, and I'm planning on doing more traveling as well here. We just came to Kumasi today. We were in Accra. We're going to Edwina and some other places, Cape Coast. Mm-hmm.
What message are you sending out?
So I'm sending out the message that everyone should return to come home, to make sure that you know that we are all African and find your roots and feel warm and welcomed here. That's the message.
My impression, so I know about Akwasidae, the Akwasidae Festival already. I'm Igbo, I'm Nigerian, so I grew up with a lot of Ghanaian friends. So I've heard of the festival before, but today I'm here with my students from New York City. I'm a history teacher. Yeah, I feel blessed to be a part of this experience. I feel pretty honored to be able to watch as a lot of my students who are of African descent are able to sort of experience an incredible sort of ceremony and festival like this. We're gonna be in Ghana for 9-10 days. So we'll be here in Kumasi for a few days, and then we're heading down to Cape Coast, and then to Takoradi, and then back to Accra. So listen, I'm all for the concept of a year of return. You know, I think this doesn't have to be the only year of return. I think that every year should be a year of return for Africans living in the diaspora. You know, I think it's important and it's proper that Ghana should be hosting the first one, just because of the role that Ghana historically played in sort of building Pan-African solidarity. You know, obviously President Kwame Nkrumah did a lot in the early years of the Ghanaian Republic to sort of build these ties and these connections among Africans on the continent, but throughout the world. But I think that in many ways this can be a template that other African countries can use to attract Africans in the diaspora to come back to the continent, to get to know the continent, to learn from its cultures, to learn its languages, to enjoy the foods, to establish connections, to invest in the continent, both spiritually and financially. So I think it's a great idea. I think this is only the beginning. I think there's much more to come. Historically, Africa, the narrative that has been portrayed of Africa has been a warped one. when the reality is that everything started here. The resources that were able to contribute to these European Western empires reaching the heights they did, they could not have done any of that without Africa, okay? Even if you think about the popular culture now, you think about whether it's hip-hop music, rock and roll, whether it's the food, Africa has a huge influence throughout the globe, especially in the United States. So I think that there's an incredible opportunity for the new generation, the young rising generation, to turn around that narrative. You know, I think that there's no reason for the narrative to be a negative one. When I think of Africa, I think of possibility. I think of endless possibility. I think of wealth. I think of beauty. You know, this is, it doesn't get much better than this, you know, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see where the idea of the year return goes from here on out.